I've got mixed opinions about today's hike. It's right here, right?
Yeah, right in there.
Ooh, it's bright.
I love the sunshine.
Today, we're hiking.
See what I mean?
I've got mixed opinions about today's hike. We did it last year, and I was not a big fan of it.
I don't understand why though. Like, it's a beautiful hike. It's gorgeous the whole way. And you get to this really pretty lake, glacial lake, at the end of it, which is like a seafoam green. Like, what's not to love about it?
So, providing a little background, we're at Herman Gulch today. Going out there, it's pretty, although it's pretty much uphill the entire 4 miles. But then I felt coming back, it felt so long to me.
I don't know. Chicago Lakes Trail was so much harder though, because it was downhill and then we had to go uphill at the end. Like, that was even longer. It was like 10 miles round trip.
If it didn't feel as long,
No, it felt long.
it felt long. This felt really long to me.
Okay, well, we'll see how today goes. Herman Gulch Trailhead is located about 22 miles from Idaho Springs on exit 218 of I-70. That's, of course, if you're coming from Denver. I don't know how far it is from Silverthorne, but it's pretty close. It's like maybe 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and see if Adam feels the same way today.
I'll let you know at the end.
I think it's an awesome hike, but
We'll see.
apparently he has different opinions. For those of you who are wondering, kind of like I always am, this trail has a porta potty. Guys, our adventures keep paying us. I found a penny right in front of our car. When we went camping last weekend at Twin Lakes, I found 15 cents at our first campsite. So how exciting is this? We've made 16 cents from vlogging. We've barely made it 20 feet away from the trail, and I have already started taking pictures. And I think Adam got a little impatient, so I told him to keep going. But the light is just gorgeous in between the aspens, so I absolutely had to take a picture.
We just had a scroll crossing. We went down there last time, but trying to get back up is really steep. If you go a little further up, there's much easier access to the water.
Let's see what's in the waterfall.
How's the picture look?
Hi.
This is a great place to do a coffee shot.
I think I found the perfect spot for Anna's morning coffee. Yum! We stopped for coffee. We're about 1.5 miles into our hike, and we thought we would just tell you a little bit more about this hike.
Dogs are allowed on leash on the trail.
Although some people do let them off leash, but
Yeah.
technically it's supposed to be on leash.
We usually have some kind of friend comes up to us halfway through the hike.
Always.
Always. There is no cell service though, so if you do come out, just be aware. The first mile you get cell service, but after that, there's nothing.
It is best to come here later in the summer, because in June, this is still all covered in snow. This is an amazing spot for wildflowers in the summertime. So if you're out to look for that, come to Herman Gulch. Adam! All right, I'm gonna show you something cool. See these little white bits? Something hatched here. How cool is that? Unless somebody was eating a hard-boiled egg, but that doesn't look like a chicken egg. So something did definitely hatch here. I like how this tree is growing out of this rock. It was here last year.
I'm sure the camera doesn't do it justice, but There's a little bit of a steep hill climb. And Bruce up there is just plugging away like a mountain goat, blazing. After you come up the hill, it is a little bit confusing because the trail can either go left or it can go right. You want to head towards the right, which is a more established path. Things are getting really steep, but I can see some light through the end of those trees up there.
All right, we have officially made it above the tree line into the final ascent into Herman Gulch Lake. Let me show you what's waiting for us. That.
If I remember correctly, this is the last big hill before we get to the top.
Okay, now we're almost there. You excited? Next shot is gonna be of the water. See you later. As promised, here it is. We made it. How about that?
Last time we were here, we walked around the entire lake, and when we got to that side, it was pretty muddy over there, and like we're definitely sinking in a lot.
Yeah, it was really tough over there. A little bit, yeah. Oh God! Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh no.
What? Dude, we nailed it though.
That may have been a fail.
But we nailed the shot finally, almost after he fell in the water.
We found a rock for lunch. We are both famished right now.
So hungry. That was such a steep climb.
Oh my gosh. My Fitbit says I've done 5.6.
Mine's around the same.
So we'll say about 5.5 miles. But we're gonna have lunch here and just enjoy the views.
I tend to get very cold, like all the time. So this is why it's really important to pack layers on your hikes. And of course, everybody is different. You might not be like me, but I only used this jacket a few feet into the hike and then I got really warm. But I always bring it with me because you never know when the weather's gonna change. And even though it's sunny and we're up here having lunch in the sun, the wind is actually very chilly.
It is really cold.
So I put my jacket on, but as you can see from our last couple of hikes at Chicago Lakes Trail, it's good to have your jacket, to have gloves and a hat or ear warmers. Especially with the wind, it always bothers my ears. So anyways, that's a hiking tip for you.
It's like we're slipping with each step. We're sliding down this hill.
Are you okay?
Yep.
We're at the sign. We're at the sign. Woo, air conditioning. That sun burns.
It started off really cold, and then once you got to the trees, it got so hot.
Verdict? Do you still hate it?
I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I did last time. Last time we hiked, it was like, oh, this is gonna be like 6 to 7 miles. It was like, okay, cool. But
so disclaimer, when you go on all trails and they say that the hike out and back, like this one is like 6 or 7 miles, add like a good 2 miles. My Fitbit says 10.8 miles.
I think going to the expectation of, hey, it's just gonna be like a 6 mile hike or so. I was like, that's cool. And the next thing you know, it's like 11 miles. I'm like, I was not expecting 11 miles and to be roasting.
No, we weren't expecting it, and you didn't have enough water. I didn't have enough water, so that kind of played into the misery of the trip.
I hope you enjoyed Herman Gulch hike. If there's any hikes that you think would be really interesting, really awesome, just let us know in the comments below. And if you could like this video, if you could share this video with your friends, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
Bye! Herman Gulch.
We're at the top, or Herman Gulch.
Hey there, thanks so much for checking out this video. Take a please.
Take a please. And I got cold, so she had to stand in the sun. And apparently do some jigging. Not sure what she's doing, but apparently she's warm.